I share something with you? I think what you've said all is nonsense for a simple reason. If you step out of your comfort zone of religion, looking globally, prosperous places around the world are atheists. Take the States, take China, they don't believe in anything. And that's allow me to finish. Now, if you take the poor part of the world, take Latin America, take Africa, take India, take Far East, some of them Muslim countries, some of them are not. So your argument that poor, messy country around the world that only has a specific religion, that's nonsense. It's not fact. Now, talk about the crime and mess. Take Russia. It's a state where if you say something, you get killed. Go to Latin America, it's a narco state. Go to China, you can't speak. So your argument that people coming here to be in a rich country, that's also not accurate, because many immigrants come here, they just want freedom. And that freedom has nothing to do with the Christianity. That there is many countries, like take Netherlands, take here, take the States, regardless of your religion, you can be free.
Are you Muslim?
I am Muslim,
okay.
But I'm born immigrant for the last 37 years. I lived in 6 countries, Muslim and non-Muslim. I lived in India, I lived in Kuwait, in Dubai, in Netherlands, in UK. So your argument...
So allow me to reply.
Let's just allow me. Your argument is binding religion with the economical and prosperity of the countries, which is totally, there is no correlation whatsoever. I even argue, even in the West, the countries that are least religious are the most prosperous. Even within London, take London for example.
Was that prosperity not built on religion in the first place? Is that what happened?
I doubt.
No, you doubt, but you don't know because you don't know for
the
sure.
history.
The prosperity was built on the Reformation.
It was on the slave trades. That
no, it was nothing to do with the slave trade. Muslims are more responsible for the slave trade than anybody else in history. And the difference between the Muslim slave trade and all the
1500 years ago.
No, you didn't.
No, we're not.
That's a total lie.
Total
lie.
Nobody
believes that who studies a history book.
Right now.
Total rubbish.
Come here with your Dawah, it's nonsense, and you know it's nonsense.
Okay.
You're coming here and using tequila, you're using lies. The reality is, you're coming to our country, to our culture, and you're insulting our culture by saying that you're insulting our culture.
You are in my country.
You're saying
you are in my country. You're an immigrant.
We're not suffering anything. We had a great country. We had a great country until basically you came in and tried to destroy it.
That's not accurate also.
No, it is.
Your country is suffering with very old people that are unable to work, so and they can't pay their pension. You need young people like me
to pay your taxes. That's nothing to do with Christianity. This man is standing for Christianity.
Right.
He's not standing for Western culture. He's standing for Christianity.
Why should we become a Christian?
Right. So, guys. So, there's a lot going on in this conversation, and lots of people. So, I want to respond to him, and I want to answer your question. Okay. So, firstly, the brother is right. The prosperity of the West is built out of, particularly, what's known as the Protestant work ethic. No, I didn't interrupt you. Don't interrupt me. If you interrupt me again, when you speak next, I'll just interrupt you, and you will complain. Okay. So the reality is that you can do studies of the Protestant work ethic. The wealth of the West was created by the industriousness that was cultivated by Western Christian values, particularly Protestant Western Christian values, that connected to the idea that God would bless those who lived holy lives. And if you're living a life that's holy, you're not spending much on sin. So you've got the money that you've got and you reinvest it in your business. And it's also based out of the fact that Christianity gives an incredible amount of freedom in doing everything that is good. In Christianity, so long as the thing that you are doing is good, there's no definition of what you should do, so long as the thing that you do is good. Which means that innovation is something intrinsic to the Christian worldview. The Islamic world conquered a previously Christian Zoroastrian world. When those Christian administrators and those Christian scholars were usurped within the Islamic world, learning within the Islamic world dried up. The gates of ijtihad were said to be closed. And the East and the West and Europe began to overtake the Islamic world in terms of knowledge, because Islam turned its back on knowledge as Muslims began to replace Christians as the majority population of the Middle East. When it was still majority Christian, which is sometimes in some places up to the 14th century in the Western calendar, the Muslim world had lots of knowledge because they kept borrowing from the Christian academics and the Jewish academics, just like they did in occupied Spain. But the moment the Muslims became the majority, learning started to shut down. Why should you become a Christian? To answer your question. Because Christianity is firstly the truth. Secondly, that truth is what guarantees our salvation. And thirdly, because Christianity is the ideology, the worldview that guarantees the best way for humans to flourish in a way that the Islamic world doesn't. And my brother stood here, has voted with his feet. He could have run off as an immigrant to Saudi Arabia. He could have gone to Qatar. He could have gone to Dubai. Yeah, I'm talking about you. But where did he choose to come to?
That's not true.
He chose to come to the UK.
That's not true. Well, let me respond. First, talk about
You are here?
China.
Are you here on holiday?
Yeah,
Is this a vacation?
Just wait a minute. I've been called to come to work here. You don't know nothing about me, do you? I'm coming with expertise here. 15 years expertise. I've been called to come to work in this country. Huh?
Yeah.
So you don't really know anything about me. But let's step back a little bit about Christianity. I'm still unable to connect research and science, economy with religion. Like look at China right now. It's rising in China. Yeah. They are not Christian. What's the connection? Like I'm unable to connect the dot in my head in your argument. It just doesn't make sense.
China has taken on capitalism, which is basically the Christian work ethic. That's what capitalism is.
It's not.
No. Listen to me. Pure capitalism is what my brother was talking about here, which is the Christian, the Protestant work ethic. You work hard, you're honest, you're truthful, you are prospered. Now that is a natural fact, not just a Christian fact. If you're honest, you work hard, you do a good job, like you obviously have, you will be prospered and you will do well. That is what Western civilization is built on. It's Judeo-Christian, it's the Protestant work ethic, it's nothing to do with Islam. Islam brings a curse where Protestantism and Christianity brings a blessing, and that is the difference between what you follow and what this man follows.
Okay, so let me reply to what he said. No, I'm going to reply to what he said.
I just want to add something.
I want to reply. I'm going to. No, this is now. You're the one who's.
Make it short.
No, I'm not going to make it short. I'm not going to make it short. You're not in control of this conversation, right? Your Islamic supremacism you have to leave back in your Muslim countries. You can't bring it here. So let's be clear. Right?
Let's be respectful to each other.
Yeah, let's. So don't tell me. So don't tell me what to do then. So don't tell me what to do then. Don't tell me to keep it short.
Don't call me names. Let's be respectful.
No, I said your Islamic supremacism. This idea that you can come here and tell me how I should behave. So let me replay. Respect means that we have a conversation.
Yes.
Okay. So let's do that. Right. So in terms of China, right? China is prospering. And the brother is right. China has abandoned communism and embraced capitalism. Where did capitalism emerge? It emerged in Protestant Northern Europe. So it emerged out of a Christian milieu. And China has adopted that with authoritarianism. Don't confuse liberal democracy with capitalism. They're not the same thing. You can have a capitalist state that's autocratic. And that's what China is. But capitalism did emerge out of Northern Europe. Who knows the history of the Industrial Revolution? Where did it emerge? England. What religion was England practicing at the time? Protestant Christianity. So therefore, yes, capitalism emerged out of a Christian milieu. The secret behind that, you asked me to connect the dots between Christianity and science. I'll do that for you. So Thomas Aquinas, who was declared a doctor of the Catholic Church, reconciled reason to revelation. And he was upheld as a doctor of the church, which meant that in the Christian worldview, people could use reason to explore the world, because it was now seen as a credible form of knowledgeable inquiry, epistemology. Out of that milieu emerges the natural sciences. Out of the emergence of the natural sciences emerges technological development. And out of technological development emerges industrialization. By comparison, in Andalusia, Spain, during the Muslim occupation of Spain, I might be getting his name wrong, but there was a Muslim equivalent of Thomas Aquinas. I think it was called Athos or Aros is his name. I might be getting it wrong, we can look it up. What? Averroes, thank you. Yes, Averroes. He was essentially the Thomas Aquinas of the Islamic world. He wanted to reconcile reason with revelation. How did the Muslims treat him? He was seen as a degenerate. He was seen as a deviant. And his ideas were rejected by the majority of Muslims, which is why you didn't get the same kind of developments from within the Islamic world that you did from the Christian world. Now over to you.
Yes. Well, I believe you know more about Christianity and religion more than me. I'm a science and economy guy. And I really doubt you know anything about science and economy. Take today Europe, right? Don't tell me what happens 2,000 years. Let's take today. Europe, if you look at Eastern Europe and Northern Europe, and if you travel around, they are more religious than Northern Europe. And it's actually, the economical is the opposite. The more religious those countries are, the least prosperous they are. Even if you look how economical indicator moved on, what happens is that those are places where they want to do less risk because it's religiously forbidden or because there's lots of concern from religion, they actually innovate less and economically they will do worse. And that's again, when you say, well, China is rising, it's China rising because they're letting go their religion and focusing more about economy. So my bottom line here, once you mix religion with the country, with how you want to run the country go down. So you need to decouple the two. Otherwise, like what you say, we're going to debating your religion is better than me, and then we'll not move forward. So that's at least how I see it.
Okay, can I reply to that?
Spiritual beings.
I mean,
and we go to work, so they've got to be connected.
They are connected. Can I reply to that? Because okay, now that our tone has changed.
Just to be,
wait. I let you finish.
I just want to be
Wait, no. No. 1 second. No, 1 second. You talked about having a respectful conversation. No. 1 second. I let you finish. I did not interrupt you. You talked about having respect. So let's have a respectful conversation. I listened to you without interruption. Try to listen to me without interruption. That's what a respectful conversation looks like. Okay? So you pointed out that the Eastern European countries are more religious, but they're poorer. But what you forgot to mention is why they are poorer. They are poorer because they were dominated by communism for decades, in which religious practice was banned, in which religious affiliation was persecuted and discriminated against. Compare Poland now to France now. France is one of the most secular, non-religious countries in Europe. It has a slower GDP rate of growth than Poland. Compare Bulgaria to France now. The countries that came out of communism, that returned to Christianity, have some of the fastest growing economies in Europe. Compare them to France, England, Sweden, and these Northern European countries. Their rate of GDP growth is, in England, it's flatlining or hardly going up at all. In France, it's being subsidized by Germany. Germany is the only example of a Northern European country where GDP is doing well. Scandinavian countries are basically squandering their wealth on a redistributive system that is being taken advantage of by the new arrivals. The reality is that when you look at Christianity, it does help with prosperity and growth. Human beings are spiritual beings. Christianity involves the whole of your life, and so Christianity has something to say about work. It has something to say about how you work. that you must do your job honestly, faithfully, truthfully, that you must do it with energy and with all your might, that you must do it with integrity. Those are the kinds of economies that people want to invest in. Without oil, the Muslim world, the Muslim Gulf states would have nothing. Nothing. It's only our dependence on fossil fuels that props up the Gulf states. And when you take the Gulf states out of the picture, you tell me a country in the Muslim world that's doing well. Malaysia, a place where Christians are treated as second-class citizens.
Sir, 1 second. Sir, you're spreading misinformation. Just hear me out. You're spreading misinformation right now.
Go on. Well, expose it then.
Yeah, let me just share. You talk about GDP. Just hear me out.
I am right about the oil.
All advanced economy globally right now, their GDP is slowing because they are mature economies. Take the developing one, take India, China, Turkey, East Europe. They all have very rapid GDP growth, and they all have different faith. So there's no connection between the two. You are mixing how economical theory works with religion. They are totally different. I don't really think you understand how economy works.
Where did capitalism come from?
Sir, you are spreading misinformation.
Where did capitalism come from?
Sir, but you are not well informed with economy. I'm sorry.
And you're not well informed in history.
I'm not informed in history.
Exactly.
I'm not informed in Christianity. I'm informed in economy.
Exactly.
You are spreading misinformation.
No, brother, you're totally ignorant, right? Does anyone know?
I don't care about religion, frankly speaking.
So, you don't care about religion? Fair enough, that's fine.
You pray for whomever you want. I don't care.
Let me just. So the GDP growth of Poland at the moment is 6.8.
Tell me about Turkey. How
right?
much? Turkey is a Muslim country. It's a 6%.
So, 1 second.
China 5.5.
So 6.8.
India
6.8.
10%.
It's right. So now let's just deal with this point. What economic system are they using? Capitalism. Where did capitalism emerge? From the Northern European Christian countries. So the economic system, it's not my fault if you're ignorant about history. If you don't know the history of the Industrial Revolution, and you don't know the history of capitalism, your ignorance is your concern. It is not my concern. But capitalism emerged from Northern Western Europe. At the time that Christians were creating a capitalistic economy, the Muslim world was using a slave economy. A slave economy that possessed millions of slaves that had been kidnapped from around the world.
Don't say that.
That's a fact, ladies and gentlemen.
How about England?
You're not well informed how science builds on top of each other.
You're not very well informed about the history of science. You can call me Bob.
Bob, nice to meet you, Bob. I really wish you a great day.
Yeah, I wish you a great day as well.
I enjoy conversation.
Have a nice day. I apologize if I was a little harsh.
No.
I apologize if I was a little harsh at the beginning.
The conversation is difficult.
Yeah, take care.
It's a good thing. Are you saying it's a good thing?
Right, so yeah, madam, I'll answer that question. I'm saying that it started off as a good thing, it's now no longer a good thing. Yeah. Yeah. So let me address that question. So the lady asks, is capitalism a good thing? Because I've just advertised the fact that it emerged from Christian Europe. When it emerged, it was a good thing. Capitalism has lifted more people out of poverty than communism ever has. Capitalism has fed more people than any other economic system. For the first time in history, we now suffer from the problem where the poor people are fatter than the rich people. Capitalism produced that problem. That's a better problem to have than starvation. However, I'm not a capitalist. I'm not committed to capitalism as if capitalism is some golden rule of Christianity. Because Christianity says that in doing good things, there is no one way of doing good. So if the good way that you are doing something dates and becomes counterproductive, like capitalism has, then it's time to find a better way of doing things. And I think that time has arrived.
Like Russia.
Does that answer your question?
Right now?
Yeah.